how 4 words from Jennifer Aniston saved Matthew Perry's life after she found out the dark secret he was hiding from the world. Matthew Perry's childhood was defined by his parents' divorce. Growing up with divorced parents, he felt a sense of abandonment from both having to split his time between each parent. His mother was a beauty queen turned journalist, and his father was an actor. Growing up in this environment led to him developing a strong need for validation, and the only way he saw to truly get it was by becoming famous. Reflecting on his early days in his memoir, he said, "I yearned for it more than any other person on the face of the planet. I needed it. It was the only thing that would fix me. I was certain of it." Perry soon realized that there was also another way to satisfy his deep-seated insecurities. By the time Perry was 14, he discovered alcohol and how one of its side effects was that it could numb his insecurities. From that moment on, Perry was hooked, constantly chasing that feeling of being normal. Perry's deep desire to become famous came true in a big way when he landed the role of Chandler Bing on Friends in 1994. From the moment he read the script, Perry knew the part was meant for him. The show became a cultural cornerstone, defining a generation and making household names of its cast. Matthew's first secret he kept from Jennifer Aniston. Aniston's portrayal of the stylish, lovable Rachel, and Perry's embodiment of the quick-witted, sarcastic Chandler struck a chord with audiences. Jennifer and Matthew stood out, not just for their on-screen chemistry, but also for their off-screen bond. Long before they became Chandler and Rachel, Perry had his eyes set on Aniston, hoping for more than just a platonic connection. He had known Aniston for about 3 years before they even set foot on the iconic sitcom set, having met through mutual friends. From the moment he met her, Perry was smitten, admitting that he was immediately taken by her. He held on to the hope that there was a spark between them, something more than just friendship. But when he finally mustered up the courage to ask her out, Aniston didn't feel the same way. That initial sting faded, and what started as an awkward moment turned into one of the tightest bonds in Hollywood. Their friendship, born out of that rejection, became a cornerstone of their friends' days and beyond. The instant success of Friends was a dream come true until reality hit. It didn't take long till he realized that fame and fortune didn't fill the void in his life. But eventually, he found another way to fill that void. At the height of the show's popularity, Perry's life took a dark turn. In 1997, Perry traveled to Las Vegas to film Fools Rush In, and while shooting a scene on a jet ski, he got into a serious accident resulting in serious injuries and severe pain. To manage the painful recovery, Perry was prescribed Vicodin, a powerful opioid painkiller. What started as a legitimate medical treatment soon spiraled into something far more dangerous. For Perry, the painkillers provided not only physical relief, but also an escape from the pressures of fame and the emotional turmoil he was experiencing at the time. The euphoric effects of Vicodin quickly became something Perry relied on, not just to alleviate physical pain, but to cope with the overwhelming stress and anxiety that came with being in the public eye. Matthew admitted that his sarcastic, joke-cracking character was more of a mask than we'd ever realized. In an interview with US Weekly, Perry confessed, "It's no accident that Chandler is a guy who is trying to deter his own human emotional feelings with laughter. That's what I did for years." As his reliance on painkillers grew, so did his tolerance, leading him to consume higher doses to achieve the same effects. Perry was constantly visiting doctors where he'd lie about having migraines or sit through MRIs just to get a prescription. When that wasn't enough, Perry confessed to going to open houses, scoping out bathrooms to steal pills from strangers to secure his next fix. By the late 90s, his addiction spiraled out of control. He was popping 55 Vicodin a day, weighing just 128 pounds, while 30 million people watched him every week. This dependency soon took a toll on his health, his career, and his personal life. Perry admitted to People magazine in 2016 that he would regularly show up on set to friends drunk, on drugs, or hungover, and that he couldn't remember 3 years of filming Friends because he was in such a haze. He first sought help in 1997, checking into the Hazelden Betty Ford facility in Minnesota for 28 days. But sobriety didn't stick, and he soon got hooked again. In May of 2000, his addiction reached a climax when he was hospitalized for pancreatitis as a result of his excessive drinking and drug use. Despite the diagnosis, Perry didn't stop drinking. The day he was released from the hospital, he crashed his Porsche into a house. Though he was sober at the time, it was a glaring sign of how little control he had of his life at the time. The turning point came in February 2001, when Perry was in his Dallas hotel room, drinking vodka by the quart and shaking at work. On February 23rd, something clicked. "I didn't get sober because I felt like it," he said. "I got sober because I was worried I was going to die the next day." He called his parents for help and flew back to California, where he entered rehab again. This time, he was determined to get better. When you're in the spotlight like Matthew Perry was during Friends, secrets don't stay hidden for long, especially when Jennifer Aniston's got her eyes on you. At the height of their fame, Perry thought he was keeping his battle with alcohol under wraps. But Aniston, ever the observant friend, hit him with a forward wake-up call while on set that stayed with him for the rest of his life. "We can smell it." After Aniston confronted Perry for being drunk on set, her support did not waver. She continued to check in on him regularly, both on and off the set, providing a crucial support system that Perry desperately needed. As Perry fought to gain control of his life, her unwavering concern and willingness to address the issue head-on played a significant role in supporting Perry's ongoing battle with addiction. In a heartfelt interview with Diane Sawyer, Matthew Perry shared that his gratitude for Jennifer Aniston runs deep. He revealed that during the darkest moments of his battle with addiction, it was Aniston who consistently checked in on him, offering support when he needed it most. Aniston was not alone in her efforts to support Perry. The entire Friends cast rallied around him, embodying the show's theme of unwavering friendship. Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, and David Schwimmer all provided their support in various ways, creating an environment of care and understanding that Perry needed. This collective effort was crucial in his journey towards sobriety.
They were understanding and they were patient. And, you know, it's like penguins in nature. When one is sick or when one is very injured, the other penguins surround it and prop it up and walk around till that penguin can walk on its own. And that's kind of what the Friends cast did for me.
However, his road to recovery was neither quick nor easy. Matthew entered rehab multiple times, facing numerous setbacks along the way. His battle with addiction reached a breaking point again, leading to a harrowing situation in 2018. He found himself admitted to an emergency room with a burst colon due to opioid overuse, a condition that gave him only a 2% chance of survival. Despite the odds, Perry pulled through, spending 2 weeks in a coma and 5 months in the hospital. This near-death experience became a final turning point for him. However, the constant support from his friends and co-stars was a beacon of hope and stability. His journey to sobriety was difficult, but it led him to a new purpose, helping others. He opened the Perry House in Malibu, a sober living facility for men, spoke transparently about his struggles with addiction, and became a source of inspiration for many battling addiction. His memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, detailed his journey through addiction and recovery, offering hope and guidance to those grappling with similar issues.
Through the years, so many people have helped me, and that's made me able to help others. And I've helped 100,000 people in a weekend, but I've also helped one guy, and it's the same amount of juice that I get from it. You know, that's what makes your heart grow.
Despite his valiant efforts, Perry's life was cut tragically short. On October 28, 2023, Matthew was found dead in his Los Angeles home. While drowning was initially suspected, a 29-page autopsy report from the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner revealed that ketamine, along with buprenorphine, a drug used for opioid addiction, played a significant role in his death, with drowning as a secondary cause. His death was ultimately ruled an accidental drug-related drowning. The autopsy also shed light on Perry's final days. He was prescribed Mounjaro, a weight loss drug, and was getting regular testosterone injections, which a close female friend said made him angry and mean in the weeks leading up to his death. At the scene, detectives didn't find any alcohol or illicit drugs, but they did discover a mix of prescribed medications, over-the-counter drugs, vitamins, loose pills, candy, and breath mints scattered throughout the home. They also found nicotine vaping products, Viagra, hair loss medication, and nicotine lollipops in the fridge. Looking back on Perry's life, It's evident that his battle with addiction was a significant challenge, even with the support he had. Jennifer Aniston's intervention and support were pivotal in his fight against addiction, showing how genuine care can change a life. But could the Friends cast have done even more to prevent Matthew Perry's tragic end? And does Jennifer Aniston deserve more credit for her role in trying to help him? Curious about how other stars like Mark Wahlberg have faced their own struggles with fame and personal issues? Watch this next video to dive into his roller coaster journey and the controversies that almost ended his career.